so that should be interesting.
Well, Wolf's a good hit scan player. I think he probably was at his best when Soldier 76 was still firmly in the meta. It's kind of what I always remember Wolf as, a very solid hit scan, and his tracking is there as well. So a little bit different, though, as McCree, you have to hit those flick shots, and he's going to have a test, as we're going to have a cowboy duel early on between him and AZK. And Slash, you brought it up a little bit, but I think AZK is probably one of the most consistent players on this team. Him and Mez have always just been the rock on which Team Liquid will build their wins upon.
I would say, though, I think the identity of Team Liquid is changing a little bit, just because with Rafa being on the team, it does feel like their engagements have been much crisper, going all the way back to the Overwatch Open and beyond. I feel like, I think Rod alluded to it a little bit earlier when we were talking about the teams, but the idea that they don't have the shutdown Reaper or shutdown Genji that other teams have probably has been limiting them. Now, they're working on improving that, but their tank play has definitely not been holding them back. In fact, has been winning in games that arguably they maybe shouldn't win. But here we go. First fight underway. Both teams fighting for the center.
Well, Jesus, taking advantage of his birthday gift, finds to hang out there out of nowhere, so they're going to be losing their Ana, which hurts them in so many ways. Not only is it 5v6, but now your Ana is not going to be building charge to hang already back into it, though, as he's going to get his charge back momentarily, but that buys them all the time they need to grab this first point, now firmly in control of this control point.
Indeed, and Jesus right now just hiding out behind this Reinhardt shield, laying in shot after shot early on, but is getting isolated a bit, down to 52 HP. AZK will chase down his food, taking down 2, and just like that, Team Liquid coming in force, getting the engagement they want, and AZK having no problems mopping this up.
All the way back, and now they have a enormous ult advantage based on how decisively they won that fight. We'll see where they want to hold. I've always said that you can tell how confident a team is based on how far forward they hold on this stage in particular. They're choosing to kind of go halfway. They're going to hold courtyard, not directly outside of the door, but they want to make them fight. If they feel they're in trouble, they'll probably rotate back around. Here comes a boost down to Truly.
Boost comes in, AZK with the Deadeye, takes down 1 immediately. And just like that, Team Liquid not really struggling too hard there, getting the kills they need, and that's where teams can have trouble getting out of that front doorway there, Hex. And speaking of, would you think that Kingdom should change anything up in how they're trying to get out of here, or should they just bank some ults?
It might be a little bit early. I think they should be banking ults right now. They don't necessarily have the engagement ult that they want, though, although with an Ana on your team, the engagement ult is always right there. They're going to have Sound Barrier before, but they're going to choose to not really engage, just going to come around on the right side. This can be dangerous.
Take a look at Jesus, though. Jesus is on the flank. Skull's popping up, takes down 2. A lot of his team has died, though. Rafa really not suffering any fools on the point. Takes down 2 with a charged up Zarya. So, it was a decent flank coming out from Jesus. Unfortunately, his team just wasn't able to live long enough.
That's why it's dangerous trying to rotate through that way, because if the Lucio on the other side is responsive enough, he's going to get his team over there. He might even knock you off the edge. They're going to try it yet again. The response is a little slower this time. They might be able to get in.
Very well, might be able again. Here comes a Sound Barrier coming out here from Kingdom. They roll in off of that Sound Barrier. No kills early on. And here's Ajax. This is where Lucio can be effective, looking for boops off the ledge here. Doesn't quite have it, but with Truly going down early, here comes the counter Sound Barrier out from Team Liquid, but see if it's too low, too late. They're already down 2. This isn't ideal.
Mez got himself in there by a mischarge, and he's in trouble. That very late boost comes on to AZK. He gets 1, but it's not enough. Wolf is going to clean up the rest of it, give his life for it as Rafa makes him pay for his hubris up front there, but they do clean up most of everything. They do have to burn ults to do so, but they're going to be holding out the front door now. They need to win every fight from here on out to win this stage.
Indeed, and that's going to be rough. You take a look here at the side of Liquid. They're going to have a Graviton up here from Rafa in just a moment. Juvenile has an Earth Shatter, but in an ult v ult situation where both teams are light, Graviton might be all you need just to bring this over. And here comes Rafa. He's coming in off the flank, will be dropping the Graviton, pulls in almost the entirety of the Kingdom team, sets up Mezar, and just like that, here comes Team Liquid. Mezar having a field day, but Wolf and Mana Snow on the punish, so it's still going to be a little scrappy.
They get a couple kills to keep this alive a little longer. Ajax is going to do his best to just buy time. He knows he's not going to win this point for his team, but can he buy enough time so they can at least get back in and stall out? It's tough. It's a long walk from spawn to this point on control. They do get a Tracer in here, but now they're just going to be fighting uphill. Very, very difficult situation to be in.
All right, and just like that, Team Liquid will be getting the cleanup that they need. First round should be going the way of Team Liquid. And it was back and forth towards the very end, but in the end, when you start out as strong as Team Liquid did, where they not only won the first fight, but the next fights thereafter, it's sometimes just too large of a hole to actually bring yourself out of.
There were some economy issues, I feel, there. You know, on the side with Wolf, there was just Kingdom spent 3 ults when 2 would have sufficed a couple times, and I think going over to the right side twice was maybe a little bit of a mistake. Now, maybe they didn't want to fight 1v1 out in the yard, but they were giving them the way to get in. It's not like they were holding front doors, it's not like they were holding entry really hard. So going to the right, I'm not sure it was the best choice, but that stage is over. We'll see what they want to bring out here. Jesus switching off of McCree onto Roadhog, as they're going to run 3 tanks, and Wolf is going to stay on Reaper.
It is interesting to see Jesus here on the Roadhog, where historically we've seen him more on McCree, more on Tracer. It's not that crazy. I mean, that is one of the more common things that your hit scan players will flex to, but they're going to be needing those big hooks early on. And just to remind people, Truly is the player formerly known as ID. It might be a permanent name change from what we know. It's not just a Smurf.
So far, Liquid has given them the positional advantage both times in the fight. I think Liquid doesn't want to fight until they get a pick. A very aggressive charge from Juvenile comes in. They're not able to fully punish him yet, but he is very, very low. Juvenile does go down eventually after using his Earth Shatter, so it is a 5v5 fight now, but firm control of the point for Kingdom. They're coming back in. Wolf gets a nice kill on his counterpart.
It's 4v4 right now. Rafa doing his best to hang in there. Not going to be enough, though. The Reaper shotgun just taking him out immediately. It's going to be Wolf with 3 kills. Just sort of the silent hero here, weaving in and out. No one paying attention to him. And when you don't pay attention to a Reaper, bad things happen. So just like that, Kingdom going to be striking first here on the control center.
Liquid has a couple ults. We'll see where they want to put AZK. It's been a while since we've seen one go very high up top. So they're going to put the charge actually on Rafa, who gets pushed out of this fight. Is going to get a couple other kills as well as he continues to show up big for this Kingdom team. Graviton comes in.
Alrighty, so I am back. My headphones slipped out once more, but
as much.
It is going to be the side of Kingdom cleaning up right here, pushing Liquid back. And now you take a look at the situation that Kingdom finds themselves in. It's very favorable. It's effectively the one that Liquid found themselves in last map, 60% to 0 now. All they need is 2 more good fights, and you take a look at Wolf. No stranger to how the game is played. Wolf Death Blossom up in the next fight. Very well could be the dagger that puts down Liquid here on this round.
Staying very close to his team, not trying to go for those enormous flanks on Reaper, just kind of cleaning up the mess that his team starts. The aggregator has been Juvenile so far. He does take down Truly right there as well with the first shadow. That's going to be the initiation. Wolf's going to come in and try to clean up the rest.
Make it exactly the cleanup that they're looking for there. Wolf just able to weave in, doesn't even have to use Death Blossom. Now at 88%, here's what you are going to see. You're going to see the side of Kingdom just go very far forward here. They don't even want to deal with an overtime if they can help it. Meanwhile, on the other end, Liquid just trying to get anyone onto the point to break open the door and have the opportunity, but Sherlock and Mana Snow getting in deep. They take down 4 immediately. Nano Boost comes out late for Liquid. Not going to be enough, and here comes Wolf spinning to win it. All tied up here on Lijiang between Liquid and Kingdom.
It was really interesting, the initiations that they pulled off there. They were always starting a fight with Juvenile on a charge and the bubble, a coordinated push, and he was trying to get rid of the opposing tanks a lot of the time to open things up for all the other damage dealers. Jesus, of course, trying to get those hooks when a shield is down. Wolf cleaning up on the secondary part of it as well, but staying pretty far back. They were just going for an initiation to cause some chaos. Juvenile's charges hit most of the time, and he had Earthshatter up a lot because they were allowing him to be so aggressive with Mana Snow supporting him through those charges.
Indeed, and now you take a look here as we open up here to the garden stage. This is where things are a little bit more wide open. I actually think it really favors McCree play quite a bit. Surprised that we're not seeing him out of here. So I think we're going to see from Jesus here. I expect to see him really hone in on AZK and try and neutralize him, because McCree's have to be very careful about Roadhogs.
I'm going to see where they want to position, but neither team deciding to fight just yet. They're going to meet at the point as they took different paths on their way out. Now it is a brawl in a very confined area. Mez taking a page out of Juvenile's book on the charge of his own.
My goodness, Jesus coming in with a big hook on the Minstrel early on, losing the Lucio. early on in a control map, one of the biggest losses you can have. It's still Liquid, though, pushing it back despite being at the number disadvantage. Jesus going perhaps a little bit too far, lucky to get out with his life, but enough of a distraction is created that the rest of his team can swarm in around Team Liquid. Mezar, though, late into the fight, finds himself in Nano Boost, swings the hammer, rolling right into Wolf. Nothing he can do in that situation, and that is a cleanup Team Liquid is looking for. They will solidify control of this first point.
Mez with 4 kills there. He had enough of getting charged by Juvenile, so he was, as I mentioned, the aggressor in that fight yet again. Reinhardt and Zarya both with their ultimates up for this next fight, which is exactly what you want once you control the point. Kind of odd where they're holding a little further back than most teams.
Indeed. Here comes Grauton coming out here from Team Liquid against that Mezar. He's looking for the Earth Shadow, but might not even need it. Enough damage has been done with this hammer just swinging in. Sets up Truly for 2 kills as he goes spinning into backline. But 4v4, Kingdom not quite out of this just yet. Truly, though, honing in on the Ana. Grabs her, looking now for Zarya. And overall, it is going to be Kingdom slowly getting ground down a bit here by Liquid. They come in with the late Sound Barrier Hex, but kind of feels like it might have been wasted, especially if they don't get the point here.
They've been hitting all of their sleep darts. Dahang has hit his target every time. They've just had a little bit of an issue trying to clean up the person that they do dart. It's been twice now that Wolf has lived through a sleep dart and a charge thanks to the support on his team, but everyone gets very, very low. Thanks again to another nade from Dahang, who's been playing a great Ana here. Jesus gonna reset, as well as Liquid just needs to win probably one more fight to take this stage and take a 2-1 advantage.
And for Liquid, they have the tools that they need for that. You take a look at Truly, the player formerly known as ID, holding on to Death Blossom. This is one of the better corners that you can sort of hang out on as a Reaper. You can just wait for the enemy team to come through. That's what he's doing. He's going to dive right to the back line. Here he goes. Zarya's shield leading the way. Picks up 2 immediately. And it's going to be Truly dining at the buffet. 97% right now. And that should be a round win here for Team Liquid.
Juvenile even checked it too. He was just kind of coming very slowly on that bridge, looked around the corner, and as soon as he saw the shield peek around the corner, just walked right through it onto the bridge for the cleanup on the Reaper. Liquid taking that map, or that stage, as dominantly as Kingdom took the first one, and what a roll for Kingdom. We're back on Control Center.
So for Kingdom, this is where they would definitely like to go as far as bringing it back. It is a little bit of RNG as to where you go back and forth on both teams. So we'll see how it plays out here. Jesus, though, will be back here on the McCree. Or will he? In fact, he's going on to Roadhog. So for them, Roadhog worked last time. Why not do it again?
Makes sense. I would be surprised if you don't see them roll in as quickly as possible, take the low ground, and then Juvenile probably with another charge initiation with the Zarya bubble on him. That's how they started every single fight last time on this map. There's the low ground.
Here's the thing for Kingdom. No matter what, they were going to roll onto a map that Team Liquid had won before just because they had to win that. But here, Minstrel going in on Mana Snow. 2 kills here from Team Liquid, and they're going to be pushing things back.
We're not going to wait for Juvenile to get his charge back up again, so they just took the fight to him, being much more aggressive. I think that perhaps Liquid has realized they need to be a little more aggressive in some of these situations. They're on, look up. Ajax not going to give them the satisfaction, jumps off.
Also, I'm losing my mind in terms of who won which round. Ignore me, for I have gone insane. But you take a look here at what is going on from Team Liquid. They're pushing up a little bit further right now. They're trying to keep Kingdom back. They don't want to give them a good engage. So that's what they're doing here, is that they're holding up the Reinhardt, going for poke, and there it is. The Earth Shatter comes in, knocks down 3, sets up Mezar and Rafa, and just like that, Kingdom in a bit of trouble here as Liquid continues to pile on.
They've been much more aggressive the first half of this stage and the last stage as well. A lot of it is just Mez going very aggro on the other team, rolling past tanks and things like that. He just got a giant Earth Shadow down by sidestepping a tank, get it going there. They saw what worked well for Juvenile on this stage. They took the strategy and they're executing it very well.
And here comes Juvenile, drops the hammer right now, knocks down at least 1, trying to lead the way, gets the nano boost, ends up with 2. And this is Kingdom right now, trying to open the way. You have the turnabout. Juvenile picks up his 3rd towards the very end, swings the hammer to enormous success, and just like that, Kingdom will be retaking this point, and they have a little bit of buffer to spare here, where if they lose this Hex, they don't have to worry about, oh, we can't bring it back in time. They actually might have 2 team fights left if they lose this, so yeah, good buffer zone for them, and they might need it as Team Liquid's War Chest looking ready to go.
Shout out to Ajax, saved his team from a Death Blossom that came in from Truly. Did enough to burn down the shields, but not take any lives. That was really a big thing to fight. There's Juvenile with his charge in again. Does knock down one. They do look to clean him up now. They are doing a great job of keeping him alive. Here comes the sound barrier from Liquid. They get nothing off of it, though.
They do get nothing off of it. AZK able to take down Jesus. It's 5v5 right now. Lake Graviton into the fight. Here comes Wolf. Sets him up. The nail boost, but Eddie gets knocked down by the sleep dart, immediately woken up, so still gets some value off of this nano boost, and will allow Kingdom to hold strong. So Kingdom now on the verge of evening things up. Even if Liquid is able to win the next fight, it should be even 60-60. And you take a look at Ult's going the next fight, Wolf with an opportunity now to really put Kingdom back on top.
Ajax gonna have a sound barrier up too. As I mentioned, Liquid used theirs to try to initiate, and when you use the sound barrier in offense, you don't get a kill or even two off of it. You feel like it's a bit of a waste. They are gonna boost in Truly again as he comes into the back lines, takes down Sherlocky, unable to take down Juvenile though, who charges him but gets stunned out of it. Nice play by AZK.
Absolutely, and Liquid back in the driver's seat. Rafa pick up the double kill, all sorts of charged up. And now you take a look at this here between both teams. Kingdom slightly ahead, about to be surpassed by Team Liquid here in just a moment. But they really will have just about one attempt at this. They have a sound barrier though, and it's gonna have to be a good one as they engage. They can't really wait too much. They need to pop the sound barrier at the last possible moment. And here they go. They move right in. Graviton is out. Sound barrier gonna be used here to try and mitigate the most of it. AZK though on the Ajax early on, so 65 for Liquid. They trade out both ultimates and still puts Liquid in a good position as Jesus flanking to the back, looking for a pulse bomb here, anything to set things up. Lands a pulse bomb towards the very end, and it's going to be Juvenile cracking things open on Reinhardt. Space created as Kingdom now going to win this fight, and it'll be Liquid on their final attempt.
Not get what they wanted out of both of their tank ultimates. The Graviton got people in, but Juvenile charged out of it and was able to dislodge Mez from the position he wanted to be in for follow-up. Forced Mez into an untimely Earth Shatter, got one of his own later. The Reinhardt games going on here right now have been incredible.
Absolutely, and take a look at Jesus right now, going into the back. Graviton Surge is out, not going to have the Pulse Bomb, gets stopped flat by AZK, and it's going to be the counter sound barrier out here from Liquid right now. 5 versus 5, Truly looking for those important picks in the back line, not getting it, but it's going to be Wolf instead, has picked up 2. Very close between both teams as they fight. Whatever team comes out ahead here will be winning this round. Liquid trying to put this map away, Kingdom looking to stay alive, and Kingdom now, bit of a man advantage as they move it forward.
Minstrel got himself a little bit out of position there. Should have stayed behind his tanks who were trying to keep it alive for him. He had a couple of buffers there, moved a little to the left and just got taken out immediately. AZK trying to bring this back. Truly's coming in. This is just a stall game right now. Not going to last too much longer for Liquid as there it goes. Control Center is Kingdom's stage apparently.
All right, and it will all come down to this final round where Kingdom will have to win on something that they have not won on yet before in the series. Wouldn't have it any other way. Very close match between both teams, and I gotta say, I'm just proud of where Kingdom is right now, where again, they effectively came out of nowhere, and to be giving Team Liquid this big of a fight, it's very interesting to me.
I think the first melee we invited them to, they weren't even on stream the first day, and then they took out Cloud9 with 2-0, and we're like, we should probably start watching them a little bit more if they're able to take down Cloud9 like that. And every time we've seen them, they've been able to hang with teams, not really put up a bad performance yet. We'll see. This was a closer stage than well, no, this is Night Market, than Garden? I don't know. I confuse them sometimes. But they did actually have a decent fight on this stage against Liquid. It'll be interesting to see if they do start trying to go around to the right side again. It almost cost them a couple of fights that they could not afford to lose.
Absolutely, and you take a look here, both teams trading out blows early on. It's actually Kingdom getting out-poked a little bit here. Mezar seeing opportunity, charges in, is knocked down immediately. Juvenile, though, going to pay the price for that. He's down, so it's a 65 in favor of Liquid, but take a look at how Kingdom is playing this right now. They're focusing on the point. They're able to back out, heal up some of that poke damage, even though they're down a number here. Jesus able to find to hang at the last moment. However, you take a look at Rafa. He is charged up and leading the way. No real answer to him, especially after the Reaper falls, so Liquid going to be getting first control.
That's kind of been the theme here, that they'll give up positioning at first, and you can sit on the point, and while it's locked, that's fine. We're going to wait and then choose our moment to initiate and fight. And again, the tank play from Liquid has been strong. Rafa's been charged up to about 90% most of the game. The only reason he's not right now is because that fight's been over too long.
Now you take a look here at Liquid. Liquid does have the Earth Shatter up and at the ready. Mezar just looking for his opportunity. And what you're going to see here, they're going to try and break the Reinhardt Shield Juvenile. Once that goes down, Mezar will be looking for his opportunity. Does dive into the backline, still holding on to the Earth Shatter. Drops it late into the fight and ends up knocking down Wolf, stopping his nano boost in its tracks. And just like that, Liquid will be holding on and should be at a pretty respectable 50% sooner rather than later with ults to spare.
Yeah, their economy has been great. They've not had to use too much. The fights that they've lost, they've used ultimates in conjunction with each other and have not gotten anything out of them. I know that sounds simplistic enough, and that's kind of how Overwatch works, but a lot of times they're able to win fights with a single Earth Shatter or something along those lines. That's exactly what they did last time, and Mez has been playing aggressive enough that he'll probably have Earth Shatter, if not this fight, then the next.
Here comes Graviton in from Rafa right now, trying to set up the rest of Liquid. The Deadeye comes in off the flank. Truly and Mezar go right in. They pick off two. And just like that, Liquid in a better position right now than Kingdom. And for Kingdom, they lose this fight, which it's looking like they will. They're going to be down to their final attempt, and there's still going to be an ult deficit, Hex. So what do they need to bust through and at least give themselves a chance of turning this map around?
They need to have Juvenile kill Mez so that he can't clean up and get his ultimate up after every single fight. They are going to rotate around right side. Liquid a little late to see this. Not in great position. Here comes Truly, though, on the boost.
Jesus right now lucky to get away with his life. Was down to 13 HP before Wraith Form, holding on to Death Blossom. Doesn't have a good opportunity to use it. Meanwhile, Truly was able to take him Juno, but look, Jesus, he got to that backline. Death Blossom is out, and that is going to be a 3K from Jesus when he was almost dead, keeping Kingdom's hopes alive, and they were not in the best shape ult-wise there either, Hex. So miraculous stuff coming out here from Kingdom. They will keep the dream alive, but now they cannot lose another fight.
Miraculous stuff from Jesus, indeed. That's the switch, though, that they made. Wolf is now onto McCree as Jesus has gone over to the Reaper. Wolf is probably his best game so far on that McCree earlier in this map, so not that confusing as to why they'd switch it. We'll see what they have. They still have a couple more ults. Liquid looked like they were toying around with going right side, but opens them position to go through front door. Mez takes down Sherlocky to start this fight.
Sherlocky was very out of position there, and that has opened the door for Liquid. It's going to be Wolf with the immediate equalizer, and oh my goodness, Wolf not only equalizes, but wins the fight with 2 extra taps coming out. Wolf being the savior for Kingdom right now, gonna keep them alive for at least one more fight.
Wolf will get the credit for those last 2 kills, but it's Juvenile who got the shield down from Mez, who got those first on the Deadeye going. Like I said, the Ryans have been so important here. He tries to come around all by his lonesome and get something done. He does force a response. A nice Earth Shatter takes down Jesus mid-ultimate.
Jesus just getting manhandled right there between the Earth Shatter and the charge, but he's able to stay alive. His supports keep him in the fight, and still 2 kills here from Kingdom, so they're still controlling things. And now Liquid find themselves in a rough shape here where they probably should just jump off the ledge. Rafa, you can't be a hero here. It's all going to end. And that's a small thing there where when that fight was going badly, I think if Liquid had dropped off the edge a little bit earlier, maybe they get 2 more attempts at this, but now, Hex, they are down to effectively 1 last attempt, and Kingdom might be here with the comebacks. Jesus holding on to a Death Blossom in great position, potentially, to seal the deal.
The Man of Snow is going to have his grab up. He's going to use it on Mez alone as they try to take him down. AZK adds in 2. This is a fight they should win. It's a 3rd.
Jesus, towards the end, ends up taking out 2. The hope for Kingdom is not gone yet. And Earth Shatter used just for... Wait. No! How is the Hang still alive? Oh my goodness! Mistakes were made. I'm not sure it matters in the end, but you still now have the Ana coming in towards the end. It's going to limit what Jesus can do here, along with the Sound Baron. Hang, in fact, does take him out. Ends up with 2 kills. Oh no. I don't know if that cost Kingdom the game there, Hex, but it definitely did not help.
The DPS play from both Wolf and AZK at the end, Truly and Jesus on Reapers was just top notch. I talked about the Reinhardt play game, but this, yeah, he peeks him. As soon as he sees that shield, he's over the edge.
AZK and Jesus going both at it at the end, each with an opportunity to close in after their team, and AZK just got more kills, and that is why Liquid was able to win this. Really, I mean, you talked about it a little bit during the game, but the tank play on both sides is really solid, and Mezar continues to maybe be the best player on all of Liquid. He is just able to give so much space to his team. His ults are just always so impactful in the game. and he's always been able to shield at the right times and at the right moments with Ryan. I mean, even when I spoke to Arhan, the Korean coach, and then a little bit of Taerong too, they said that Mezzer was maybe the best part of Team America, and that of all the teams that they played between Sweden, Russia, and the United States, the U.S. team was the hardest for them, and Mezzer might have almost been the best player, the one that was able to keep up with Miro the most. That really shows and says how good Mezzer is right now.
When I think of Mezzer and big tank plays too, I mean, you think back to what we saw from the Overwatch Open, where it was really him and Rafa being the Bash brothers for Team Liquid, having great initiations, great plays. I remember one game in particular where Mezzer just felt like he could do no wrong, and definitely came in big for Team Liquid in this last series. But we take a look here at the strategy coming out for Kingdom. They want more control, as we are going to be heading into Nepal for map number 2.
Well, it was close enough they think they can do it. I wanted to say about Mezzer, though, what I think he's probably best at is adjusting his style based on how the other tank is playing. Because if you look at how Juvenile was playing early on and why they lost that first control center, he was being very aggressive. Mezzer was playing a little further back. I think sometimes Liquid plays a little too cautious in situations. Mezzer adjusted his style, started playing a much more aggressive Rhine. Rafa adjusted with him, giving him shields to get in and out of certain situations. And that's when they started turning it around. The first 2 stages, yes, they won the first one, but they played a little passively. Then they lost control center based on just kind of getting walked on and letting the team initiate on them. They switched that up and were able to finish out that map.
Although Kingdom has brought it back from 0 to 99, I think 2 or 3 times, it doesn't help when you lose the first team fight. So when you go down 80 or 90%, yeah, you can bring it back, especially with the way that the ults work right now and how fast you get it for King of the Hill, but you do put yourself in not a great position. I will say, though, with Wolf stepping in this evening, they don't have Connor J, who is an excellent on Roadhog. And I think that's probably why we'll see Wolf more on Reaper, McCree, etc., and not they won't be as confident on running the triple tank setup, which we've seen how good it can be in the meta right now.
Triple tank definitely pretty strong, and it's something that teams will still probably be relying on up until the next patch hits, whereas we were talking about earlier, a lot of changes coming in, both in the form of a new hero and just buffs in general that'll probably curtail it a little bit. And that's not the devs going, oh, we need to target triple tank. It's just constant adjustments to the game, trying to get the balance in an even better position. But here we go. Map number 2 on the way. Gonna be Kingdom versus Liquid here on Nepal. Liquid, of course, taking map 1 just a moment ago, but it was very close between the two teams, so reason to believe that Kingdom can bring this right back.
I think there are still adjustments being made for Kingdom right now, as their DPS were the last 2 to clock in. Jesus was on Wolf, or Jesus was on McCree, now Wolf on McCree. So I think that Wolf might not have the hero pool that they want to run necessarily. They're going to swap yet again. Yeah, they're still kind of confused as to who's playing what, and that's just kind of an adjustment period when you're playing with the stand-in. Jesus going to end up on the McCree, Wolf now on the Reaper, but I don't know if the Wolf can play the Tracer that they want, so when they do switch, Jesus is going to have to go to that, and then Wolf might come on McCree, so some wrinkles that they're working out.
Alrighty, so both teams setting up here once more. You take a look at the setup that's coming out from Liquid. Very powerful setup as usual with the Reaper and McCree into Zarya. Then you take a look at what's coming out from the side of Kingdom. Not too much different here. Both teams opting for raw power, nothing crazy in the way of mobility for tracers or control in the form of Mei, and certainly no Winstons.
Oddly enough, yeah, Winston used to be a staple. You could call a King of the Hill composition before it ever even came out, but if people have realized the power of Reinhardt, Juvenile goes in for a charge, does miss, able to get out. That's now going in for a charge, gets stunned down and killed. A beautiful flashback from Jesus.
Man of Snow supercharged up early in this fight, dealing all sorts of damage on the Zarya. Maximum charge, as Zarya would say. Wolf getting to backlines truly, and everything going Kingdom's way here. Liquid actually lucky that more people didn't die. Look at Man of Snow, so aggressive, wants to make the most of the Zarya energy, trying to build up that Graviton, arguably a little bit too deep, but hey, it's working out.
It was just a difference in how they punish a missed charge on both sides, because Juvenile missed his charge, able to get his shield up and back out. Mez missed his charge, got flashbanged and burned down by Zarya.
And this is great for Man of Snow. What a Graviton. Pulls in almost everyone. Sets up his team. Is his own fall through with the aid of Juvenile. And Liquid having real trouble getting things started, but it has been the Zarya show here thus far. Man of Snow having himself a game.
It's very dangerous here when you lose a fight like that. You lose all 6 of your players. Now you're just kind of going into a terrible ultimate situation where Juvenile's going to have it. Jesus, Ajax also going to have it up. Yet it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. Juvenile very aggressive here, does Earthshatter too, but are they going to get anything out of it? That was so far forward.
It's very far forward, and I think they might have been a little bit overconfident there, because now take a look at Team Liquid. They just got pick off. They have Soundbearer up. They should be able to turn this fight immediately as AZK goes in, picks off too early on. And Liquid now, I don't even think they need to really invest extra ultimates here. I think they just walk in, win this mechanically, and then they have a heck of an ult bank that Kingdom has to actually deal with.
It was a cute idea, it just didn't look like everyone was on the same page there. He was hiding right door looking for an enormous entry Earthshatter, did get a couple down, but he was now facing the whole team by themselves, forced Ajax to use a sound barrier to try to keep everyone alive as they went in to try to clean that up. So they used a bunch of ults, got nothing out of it, and then Ajax got picked by AZK, and now the tables have completely turned. Oh my god.
Truly gets the back line with the Death Blossom, taking down 3. And the key thing here is for Liquid, they're still gonna have to do this a lot, and they really need to maintain control of their ult economy while it's going on. So they used both Nano Boost and Death Blossom there, that's it. But remember, if they lose a single fight here, the odds are pretty high that they're going to lose the game, so they have to make sure that they're on the winning end of these fights when it comes to ultimates. Now, next fight, probably likely to see the Graviton to start things up, and we'll see what goes.
I'd like to start with Earthshatter. They are going to start with Grav instead, but I like to do Earthshatter first, and then you can always get another Earthshatter post-Grav, but that seemed to work out just fine. What do I know? This is Team Liquid.
So here's a good thing for Kingdom, is that they have been chipping away the ult advantage that Liquid has. You take a look at their ults as they're coming up. They will have Graviton, Nano Boost, Earthshatter, and Death Blossom. So this next fight is probably the window that Kingdom needs. I think if they lose this fight, especially if they invest ultimates into it, it's probably going to be Liquid's round. So we'll have to see. They open up here with the Graviton. Wolf, Nano Boost in, goes to the back line, not even looking for the Reinhardt in there, looks for the back line and gets taken out by the counter Nano Boosted Reaper. Truly the winner of the Reaper v Reaper showdown. And just like that, it's Kingdom now on the hot seat, where they're down to one final team fight, where they're going to have just about nothing in the bank.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have to do it vanilla, and they're going to be pushing into a Death Blossom of their own. So they do a full reset, and now, I don't know, it takes a long time to walk in here. They're going to be under pressure to get in here very early. That can lead to some mistakes.
And take a look at Truly. He's just sitting in the back. He's ready to spin into some things here. And he's going to spin right inside Roadhog. Takes him down with the aid of Rafa. 2 kills here from Liquid. And it was a big turnabout from Liquid, but once they got in, they had the resources to stay in. And just like that, it's going to be Liquid taking round number 1 right away from Kingdom here in our second control map on Nepal.
It's tough when you get to a percentage like that, because they had to have their Lucio skate in, they had to switch to a Winston, which you don't necessarily want to run into that composition. So back against the wall, had to make some choices, did not work out perfect for him. Already down 1-0 in this map.
So, we will be heading now on to the one and only Inner Sanctum stage here on Nepal. A little bit similar to the Lijiang Control Center. So maybe Kingdom will find a little bit more luck here, as Control Center was pretty favorable to them in the last map, and it does look like we're going to be seeing Jesus repping the Roadhog once more, and this is one of the better maps here for Roadhog Hex, just because of the ability to pull people into those pits.
It's hilarious when someone dies into a pit. So even if he wasn't that good tactically, you would still run it. You see even on the other side, Truly's going to run it. So this is a map that I think a lot of people like, just because that gravity kills, and Lucio's can stand out here. Both teams going to try to fight right over here on the stairs, though, kind of just Braveheart it right at each other. To begin with, Mez is the first one to dive in, gets a bubble.
Do see Jesus coming in here with the hook, able to take down Mezar immediately, Truly on the Mana Snow. So 5v5 right now, both Roadhogs getting their due. Juvenile, the charge pays off, grabs the Ana, and now as a result, it's going to be a little bit more momentum on the side of Kingdom here. They're going to get first control of this point. They're going to be a little bit ahead in the ultimate game, and now we'll see what Sherlocky does with the Nano Boost here, where you take a look at the 2 Anas. One fully charged Nano Boost versus 53%. They should be able to use this for a quick strike, as both teams just trading off highs through the glass.
You see such a difference between these two teams on Control than you have seen earlier in the day. It's just not holding front doors necessarily, kind of just waiting for the other team to come in and then choosing to fight. Oh my god!
Juvenile, what an earth shatter, moves in, knocks down 3, and it is devastation here for the side of Kingdom. Beautiful stuff from Juvenile. Lands the earth shatter he was looking for. And take a look at otherwise, there's still lots of tools in this box here for Kingdom, so Liquid in a bit of a pickle.
I think there was a 5-man Earth Shatter. There was so many bodies on the ground, clumped up on top of each other, but he absolutely nailed that flank. Juvenile is just trying to be flanking Reinhardt tonight. It's worked out that time. He's about, you know, 1 for 2 right now, batting 500.
Deadeye coming out here from Wolf. Skulls on the way. Doesn't quite get what he's looking for. And now it's going to be Liquid here with an opportunity. Mezar, though, very out of position. Ends up getting taken out. So even though Gravton's coming in from Rafa, there's not the follow through. Oh my goodness! He just got ejected into that pit. My word. And just like that, it will be Kingdom holding on here. I've never seen a Zarya get thrown into a pit like that with such authority.
My ultimate is charging.
She was going to be her own follow-up, too, and just got hooked out of there, got the old vaudeville hook act off the stage, and now they're going to be very aggressive. They get a couple late kills, which is nice for them. It's going to be really rough for Liquid to do anything here, and it's already 85%. They're going to try to get everyone together and boost in. Maybe Mez can hit an Earth Shatter of his life and bring this back, but not ideal for Liquid at all.
Mana Snow with the options here. I think they might even be looking into a nano boosted Roadhog. There's the Graviton. Here comes Jesus. Whole hog on the way, and they are going the nano boosted Roadhog, just carving through this Team Liquid squad. So 3 kills here from Kingdom. Looking for more. Even gets the hook for a little bit of styling. Oh no, not like this. I've seen this Tahang v Jesus movie before. End up with Tahang winning, but not this time.
Yet you mentioned it was like Control Center, and felt very Control Center-y there too, as they just had every answer for it. Never a doubt that Kingdom was going to take that stage.
Alrighty, so good stuff here between both teams, now tied up 1-1. We will be heading into the Nepal village here. And this is where I wonder, will we see a Bastion? We've been seeing it a lot more as of late. We used to see it a lot back in the day, sort of fell off. But thus far, no one playing everyone's favorite Omnic.
Unfortunately, no. We do see something that we have not seen from these teams on Control yet, as Truly is going to play the Mei instead. This is a more favorable Mei map, as one of the best entry points, or main entry points, it can be completely walled off by your team a lot of time. And even this top here, where teams are generally going to start the first fight, you can wall them off in the door and get a nice split.
Indeed, and you take a look here at Team Liquid, they do go for the high ground, the low ground being taken instead by Kingdom. And now for Liquid, they're going to try to make the most of this, but if they're not careful, that could happen as Jesus gets the early hook on the Tahang. Tahang a little bit overexposed now. Things going from bad to worse here for Liquid, completely destroyed on this fight. And they haven't done too much in return. AZK is doing a little bit towards the end to build his ult, but other than that, a boon to Kingdom. He builds their ults in the process, pretty one-sided, and now they're in a great position to hold on to this for another 20-30%, if not more.
It's kind of strange how different these teams have rolled out every single time. The only time we've seen them directly clash trying to do the same rollout was on Sanctum right there, but every time they've just chosen different sides. Now Liquid gonna take the point and make them come and fight them. They just take it for free.
I don't know about this here from Kingdom. They gave that up pretty easily. They didn't get too much out of it early on. It is a trade 1-for-1 here, but even if they win this fight, they've lost a lot of progress that they could have kept if they just stayed on the point to begin with. Do a big hook coming out from Juice on the Zarya. Zarya gonna shield it away, and Liquid right now in a good position to take this fight. AZK holding on to that Death Blossom, just nursing it right now. Doesn't need to come out with it just yet, but doesn't really have a good opportunity, as it's gonna be a turnabout there in favor of Kingdom, but here's the problem here, Hex. Kingdom ends up winning this fight, but look at the percentages because they didn't contest it early on.
They could have been at 50. They could have easily had 50% already, and now they're just climbing back into it. They are going to stay on the Mei for this Blizzard, but it hasn't been working out exactly how they want. We're going to see what kind of angle they take. It would not surprise me if they roll around again, try to take this point for free, then wall them off from coming back in. But Blizzard at the ready is one of the reasons they're going to stay on this. We're going to see what kind of entry. Yep, they're going to roll out right. An interesting wall there to start it off. That's going to be on cooldown and not be able to deny them this next point.
AZK right now coming in over the top, was looking for the Death Blossom, did not have the health to actually do it, but it's a Blizzard making some space on the point. However, you take a look at Kingdom, they were able to zone it out, back up a bit, and even though the Nano Boost is coming in here from Liquid, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win this fight. They do take out Mana Snow, but here comes Jesus. Has full HP, has hooks at the ready. Is a little bit outnumbered right now. Finds Mei towards the end, but the shield saving Mei. And this means Jesus going to freeze alone. Oh, not like this.
Mez got 4 kills during that fight. The Mei wall did end up blocking out Lucio, just making sure he was having a hard time getting around to get the healing, and now Truly has built up that Blizzard yet again. This is not what you want, to give up control to a team that's running a Mei, so she can find you where you are, wall you off, segment you off. Very difficult to come in on this map against a Mei. They're going to try to go center door, but they have to be super careful of where the wall comes from. They do creep in, just use boost to the side.
They creep in, but Rafa knows what he's looking for here. The wall gonna split them off, holding onto the Graviton. The Blizzard freezing everyone right now. Welcome to Truly's Winter Wonderland as Liquid just going to clean everything up here. Rafa doesn't even need to mess with physics and drop a Graviton Surge.
No need, and that's the economy that we've talked about with Liquid. Now he's going to have Graviton to be able to stall them out of this next point. They're going to be looking and trying to keep eyes on where someone's going to come in. They already have it scoped out that they're trying to come in top left. Rafa will probably lock them in if they even need to. Truly's going to be on the wall duty. He's going to try to cut them off. He does not cut them off. He gets 4 in. Do they have the cleanup?
Graviton's out for both teams right now. Dahang winning that Ana Viana fight, and here comes Team Liquid, where right now, if they are able to retake this, they will be winning this round. So Kingdom backs against the wall, but might not matter as Mezar finds Ajax, brings him on the ride no one wants. And Liquid now very close to capping this and taking the round, and they do just that.
I've never liked that strategy, and teams seem to do it all the time, where you send 5 up one way and hope that distracts them long enough to back cap it somehow. But the problem is you're just so... It's so difficult to win a fight 5v6, then you're going to get segmented off anyway, so it's going to be 4v6. That's tough, and then you're missing your Lucio down there too, so you can't really disengage, you can't re-engage, and you don't have the AoE healing. So backcaps have been things that teams have tried before. This stage also comes to mind when teams have tried that. It almost never works, but teams continue to try. It did not work out for them there. Liquid one stage away from taking this set.
Liquid in a good position, and by the way, just because he's a little bit bashful when it comes to compliments, and just because he is that awesome, everyone give it up for Uncle Swag, modding our tournaments and all sorts of tournaments since the beginning of Overwatch. Started with Seagull Stream and went from there. Love you, man. Keep up the great work.
He lives in Twitch chat, a fate I would wish on no man, so he's got a good constitution about him. They are going to Braveheart it out on the stairs again. I think Liquid might be a little more passive. Never mind. There goes the charge from Mez. Gets counter-charged and taken down by Sherlocki. Very tough to win a fight when both your tanks go down this early. Trying to bring it back. The AZK does get a kill, but that is too many deaths. Liquid is going to have to retreat yet again. This is another pretty good roll for Kingdom, just like last time. This was the stage they won. They're going to try to 2-0 them again.
Something about the indoor stages very much agree with Kingdom right now. I think it just relates to how they play with their tanks, how they play, particularly in Roadhog, looking for early pickoffs, and it's just giving them a slight edge here over Team Liquid. You take a look at Jesus right now, he's looking for the pin hook. Does he have it? Oh, Zarya shield will not save you from gravity, my friend. Truly goes on the long ride, and Jesus about to have another hookup once more. Looks for it, doesn't land it. Oh no! Both Roadhogs into the pit. Minstrel with a little bit of revenge there for Truly, but it's not going to be enough, as it does look like Kingdom will be winning this fight.
A very minor bit of revenge, as Truly got hooked so hard into the pit that he is now off of Roadhog, getting run a Hanzo on this point. What do you think of that?
Running the Hanzo is definitely a little bit, it's not a precedent. It's a little bit weird. I think the idea is that people tend to bunch up in these corridors, so the logs that Hanzo shoots have a better chance of hitting the head. Is looking for Jesus right now. Not really gonna get the Insta-Gibbs on a Hanzo, or on a Roadhog, but I don't think the Hanzo is the worst idea. I do think that, I don't think you should really stay on if it doesn't work out for long. But here we go, Juvenile opening up here at the Earthshare, trying to negate a bit of this nano-boosted Reinhardt, followed up here by the Graviton, and Deadeye coming in from Wolf. It's high noon. Mezhar just leaps to his death. They know that fight's over when 3 people drop to everyone's favorite McCree ultimate.
One of the problems of boosting your Reinhardt all alone on the point is that your Reinhardt's all alone on the point against a McCree who has Deadeye. You saw the consequences there as 3 people got cleaned up, but right now, this is Liquid's best chance and probably last chance as they have 5 ultimates going into this fight.
Alright, we do see the nano boost coming out here from Jesus, combining with the whole hog, cleaning house right now, pushing Liquid back. It's gonna be the double, no, making a triple, hang on, we have 4! Jesus just going in and rolling through this Team Liquid squad. So, second verse might be same as the first here, Hex,
it's
where...
insane. It's insane.
Kingdom is
how
showing a lot of dominance.
Yeah, how similar
indoors.
these last 2 maps have been, just how they played out, that they get the role that they want on the 4th map, and that it was their most dominant stage. Well, we're back at it. So this stage to see if Kingdom goes down 0-2 in our first set of Group B, or we go to a Game 3 between Liquid and Kingdom.
So, going on what we've seen between Lijiang and previous stages on Nepal, you'd have to favor Liquid somewhat here. Although it is worth noting that I think this was a stage where you had a pretty good showing from Kingdom. They just sort of lost it and couldn't get back. So, I mean, could be either team's game, although I definitely think slight edge to Liquid going into this, just based on what we've seen.
This was the closest one, so I tend to agree with you there. And this one, I think, was end up being very nearly 99-99, so it could be anyone's game. What really lost us for Kingdom the first time was when Juvenile got super aggressive on that flank and Liquid's able to bring it back there. So starting very similar to the last time, we'll see which tank takes the charge and which team punishes it.
Indeed, and right now Rafa just looking to put his team over the top. Charge comes in here from Juvenile, and he gets punished. Juvenile's been doing this a lot for Kingdom, and it really hasn't been helping them too much, where I think he's just a little bit over aggro on those charges. Now, for us to Kingdom, gonna have to fight this back 6v5. Not the greatest when you're on the side of the 5, but Wolf finds his way through AZK. Now 5v5, Mezhar gonna lose his shield, and Kingdom's still in this, and they did get first cap, even if they do lose this fight.
This is going to get boosted in, and he's looking for the backline. He does give up on killing Sherlock. He takes the consolation prize of Mana Snow instead, and now truly on the cleanup, grabs a couple. This should be Liquid flipping this point back over, but already 20% for Kingdom. Not all is lost. I don't really love coming back in here. Yeah, Jesus, I think, was going to try to go stall. Thinks better of it, gets out.
He is able to zone out Truly just a little bit. Truly debating, do I chase him, do I not? Would have been really bad for Liquid if Truly chased and died, so I think he made the right decision there, getting out, especially when he's about to have a Death Blossom up. However, you take a look at ultimates that are coming up. A lot of ultimates about to be in play here for Kingdom, including Nano Boost on the Jesus, holding on to Death Blossom. Goes to the back line, grabs 1, makes it 2, looking for a little bit more. Reinhardt gonna fall. It's a bonanza right now for Jesus, and just like that, they retake the point, so definitely coming in a bit stronger, and will have the advantage in progress here in just a moment.
It put Mezhar in such a tough spot. He walked past him. He knew he was going to boost, but he wanted to keep his shield up. He just could not make the decision in time if he wanted to try to earth shatter it. He had to expose himself and the rest of his team. They ended up not doing it, saved the ults for the next fight, and now they're going to try to bring it in, but Wolf again, my god.
Wolf with another triple kill Deadeye, finding the right times to say it's high noon, and just like that, it's Kingdom in a really good position. However, if they hold the next fight, Hex, I think it actually would truly be a miracle, because 6 ultimates on the way for Liquid. The best case scenario here for Kingdom is that they make them burn most of them. Worst case is that Liquid ends up doing it 2. I think they're going to try with Nano Boost into Death Blossom. If it doesn't work, they'll burn more.
Well, there's 2 already down and only traded out 1v1, but truly now on the cleanup. AZK takes some Ajax as well. This fight should be theirs. Jesus is going to come in, try to equalize things, get something of his own, but Rafa made short work of him. They had to burn 5, though.
I think that's a win for Kingdom, honestly. Given how many ultimates that had to be used there, I don't think Liquid needed to burn anywhere near that much to win that fight. They did anyways, and now this is going to give Kingdom a big resurgence sooner rather than later, so... Alright, Liquid, congratulations, you've taken the point, but this is still going to be very rough for them going forward.
Well, Juvenile getting very aggressive. Get a beautiful bubble at the end, saves Dahang's life from a charge. Rafa takes on Wolf to start this fight. Now out of position is Juvenile trying to get back into it, but it is already over. Juvenile is going to get slapped, and this is going to be sad for him.
This is going to be a little bit sad. AZK picking up 2 kills towards the very end. So for Liquid now, they're going to have to hold for one more fight. Earthshatter was used by Juvenile, so don't have to worry about that. But it's going to be Truly here, really having the power to end this with the Death Boss of the biggest ultimate available, but there's no nano boost to go with it. Dahang desperately trying to build up in time, but look at Jesus. He's going to be in better positioning with the nano boost. If they hurry up. If they don't hurry up, it could be bad because Dahang very close to the nano boost. So time is of the essence here. Jesus creep around the back. Here comes nano boost. Death Blossom in. Truly has already taken out 2 with the Death Blossom of his own. Both Reapers pick up 2, but it's going to be Jesus with the 3rd in the back line. The nano boost just very effective here. And now looking for Minstrel. Minstrel trying to boop him away, trying to stay alive. Gets the Ana heal and jukes him right out. Minstrel keeping hope alive, but the rest of the Kingdom just swarming onto this point.
I don't know what the point of those 3 staying alive was. They had 3v6. There was no way they were going to win that fight. They had a small window. They probably could have backed out, but chose to stay up there. They were already at like 98%, so the percentage didn't much matter there. They are going to have one good push in it. This push will decide the map.
All right, it all comes down to this. 2 rounds to 2 rounds. Here comes Grouton by Rafa. Dahang holding on to that nano boost, going the nano boost Mezar. They put it in Mezar's hands, but Wolf just takes him out with the Deadeye. Wolf has been exploding with these multi-kill Deadeyes all map long. Does not stop here. First 3 kills coming out here in the Kingdom, and they have Team Liquid on the ropes, on the verge of taking the Paul and forcing a map 3 in Hex. That's exactly what's going to happen.
We talk about Rhines figuring out other Rhines timings. Wolf figured out Mez's timing in these last couple of rounds here. That's why he's hitting these enormous Deadeyes. Now, they're not super hard to figure out sometimes because he's been forced into situations, but Wolf's Deadeyes have been absolutely clutch to bring this to a map 3.
No doubt about it. Here's a better moment here for Truly. Just dove right in. No one was really paying attention to him. Couldn't ask more from a Reaper on a combo, but Hex, we're going to be moving on here to map number 3 in just a moment, and I believe, let's take a look here at the draft, it's going to be Route 66.
Wolf's Deadeye is really doing a lot there. For having a McCree ult do so much on King of the Hill, I don't think is as popular as it maybe could be. You usually see maybe the Tracer and Zarya combos working off a lot easier and better compared to McCree, but with the right timing and, as you mentioned, Hex, with some good Rhine versus Rhine mind games of when to lower the shield and when you can break the shield, I think that it was very effective for them. I think Liquid should still feel pretty good, considering that Kingdom won against Cloud9 on King of the Hill maps. Going 3-2, 2-3 should be okay for Liquid going into route for the final map.
All right, so Route 66 going to be the next map. Unfortunately, I still have the power in this lobby, so I actually have to do some degree of work here. It's absolutely tragic while doing everything else, but Route 66 going to be the map. And by the way, I take full responsibility for when, and not if, things just completely burn in the most catastrophic of fires. It will be my fault. But Route 66 is ready. It will be Kingdom taking the defense here versus Liquid. They want to see what Liquid is going to do here on the attack. Of course, teams have their different preferences here, but what do you guys think we're going to be seeing from Liquid on their attack here?
Slasher?
Well, it might be Kingdom going first on attack. So if we do both sides real quick, I think Kingdom, they've been going the triple tank route actually not bad, with Jesus playing the Roadhog instead of Counter J, I think, who's been usually running it, and that was the comp they ran on Route 66 against Cloud9 with Counter J and Roadhog. So maybe they just keep Jesus on Roadhog and they let Wolf play the McCree the whole time. They might be switching to McCree Reaper because of just how good Jesus has been on Reaper. Neither of those two would surprise me. On defense, I think we'll probably see the same, or even the Roadhog, which I think has become kind of standard in all the games that we've seen, where that triple tank setup with Roadhog, or it's going to be McCree Reaper as well. It's not too much difference in, I think, the setups for Kingdom's offense and Liquid's defense. The only thing that'll be different from Liquid's offense is just because they like running Pharah. Maybe they do it. I mean, we did see Cloud9 running Pharah Mercy here on Route 66 and be okay. So it could still be a thing that they do, considering that Truly, formerly ID, likes to do that.
ID and Hang as that combo have been great. That when Pharah was more in the meta, that was probably the moment I really started liking Liquid, because I'm a huge fan of the combo play and Pharah play as well. But it can work out here on Route 66, particularly if the defense is going to hold on top of big Earls and they're going to have a Reinhardt up there. You just use the concussion to just cause the chaos, spread them out, and then clean up everyone after they all hit the ground. So I would love to see it. We have yet to see really much Pharah Mercy tonight, except on Numbani, but that was also its own special situation running against Cloud9. I don't know. I guess the biggest standout to me in the last couple of rounds has been how well Wolf is playing. I'm trying to figure out, starting to add him into that list of people who are very, very talented and somehow can't stick to a roster.
Alrighty, so Route 66 going to be next map here on the menu. Third map here of the set. We still have 2 more sets left to go here today, guys. So if you're just tuning in, lots of good Overwatch action heading your way. Where, by the way, I'm just going to say a side note, I'm amazed that I am not sick following BlizzCon. I get sick after every BlizzCon ever. I think it's because I got sick a little bit during opening week, and I don't know, I gained immunity. Still a little stuffed up, but doesn't count.
Level up, man, yeah.
I will also point out that McCree has pretty much been picked over Tracer with the choices of 2 consistently over the last, few months. So that even though Tracer did make a comeback, I think for a little bit, and on some maps, on some payload maps, McCree seems to be the more consistent answer, especially with how good hitscan is in the game. I mean, McCree was one of the best picks at the very close beta, and I really don't see this changing anytime soon, where it is the safer way to go with triple tank, so to speak, over anything else, even though Reaper Ana ult is really good.
Yeah, I think you see the McCree over the Tracer for a ton of different reasons. Yeah, they are setting up for it. They are creep walking up front.
We have a problem here. I don't know if Team Liquid knows this is going to be a thing, but it's going to be a thing. People are wondering why Kai went to Hanzo and just put on the Sonic Arrow on the spot. This is why. This is the shenanigans that you can and will see. And I don't know if Team Liquid is ready for it.
Kingdom did this to Cloud9 last week, which is exactly why they were ready with that Sonic Arrow. So they are checking, though. Yeah, they're going to
I don't think they hit anything. Okay, they know. Minstrel knows. Doesn't matter, though. Minstrel is going to be the first to die. He peaked. He lost. However, this is dangerous. If they lose more than one person, might not work out. But for Kingdom, the Gambit is paying off, and it looks like they're going to take their 2 kills and just back off. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, they only lost the 1. I mean, accomplished, but I guess it gave you a little more ultimate charge. Not sure how worth it is, but, last week it was fun to watch. Ajax is going to be back for the defense, though, so they didn't lose out too much.
Alrighty, and we see Jesus right now creeping once more on this Reaper. Doesn't quite have a Death Blossom yet, but also isn't with this team, hoping that someone takes the back path. And now he goes. He's going to go in off the flank. Pretty much uncontested, looking for the Ana and the Reinhardt. It's going to be Reinhardt versus Reinhardt action here on the payload. Earthshatter, though, comes in from Juvenile, knocks down 3, and sets up Kingdom for everything they need and more. 4 kills coming out here from the side Kingdom.
Completely cleaning up that fight. Not even all of that close. There was a nice sleep dart somewhere in there, but it got woken up and did not end up meaning a whole lot. I think we're going to see another fight just like that out of Liquid before they start thinking of maybe switching things up. You hate to switch it up at the very last second for your very last push, so we'll see how this goes, and it might actually warrant some sort of switch from them.
Take a look at Jesus right now. He's in over the top. Graviton setting him up. Gonna helicopter down. Ends up picking up 2. A quick 1-2 punch coming out here from the side of Kingdom, and they are just out thinking and out mind gaming Liquid right now, where Liquid, I don't know. I mean, from the very beginning where they got that first wipe to now, Liquid has been on the back foot. Now, they will have some resources at their disposal going to the next fight, and maybe that'll be what they need to push through, but it's been a rough 2 minutes for the boys from Liquid.
Not looking great, and this is a map it can happen on. It can be a map that is very difficult to take first, and I think Kingdom really has this map figured out. They've got a strategy they really like. Jesus is creeping down on the bottom. He's going to try to catch any stragglers who are late rotating. They are going to kind of move up all the way over the top, so Liquid at least taking a different angle.
They're taking a little bit different angle. Ajax right now holding onto Soundbear, should be able to open the fight with it. Have the Deadeye coming out from AZK just for zoning purposes, but Jesus is down early on, does not benefit from the Soundbear, and oh my goodness, he did for zoning, but got so much more. A triple kill Deadeye coming out from AZK. I think sometimes people just forget how long McCree can hold that for.
Yeah, I forget about it sometimes. It's like there's no way that all goes for as long as it does, right? It was worse when it was LOLJK and he got 50% back, but truly trying to zone them out up top does go down to Wolf instead as he was looking for a cute hook. That might be enough for them to feel confident coming back in. They are coming back in.
They are coming back in. Wolf taking that out early on. Mana Snow countering back in. And this is where Kingdom can actually bring this back in. Early Graviton comes out, but is not phasing. There's just not enough firepower to actually follow it up. And as a result, not only does Kingdom win the fight, Mana Snow gets to save Graviton for next. And Hex, what do you think about this with only 45 seconds remaining now for Liquid? What do they do?
Well, I truly did switch on to the Tracer momentarily. Now he's on a Reaper instead to try to get some switch-ups. It's really, a lot of the times, it's come down to what can Mez get done as well. Minstrel's going to have Sound Barrier, but they're going to be pushing into a whole lot. It is not grand for them.
The Graviton comes out from Mana Snow, but the follow-through not actually there, but also a really late Sound Barrier comes out.
Why do you Sound Barrier?
That was weird on both ends, and truly just way too far deep gets punished. One of the odder fights I've seen, but Kingdom now in a great position for this first point hold here on Route 66. Wolf falling through with a great headshot, looking for Rafa. Rafa on an island by himself, should be getting swarmed down here, as it's looking like Kingdom Esports going to have a tremendous hold here on Route 66.
I just don't understand the Sound Barrier whilst retreating. They were backing up around the corner. They broke it down, and that didn't even urge them to push forward or go through. They just got nothing out of a couple of those ults there. It's going to be hard to beat that. It's going to be hard for Liquid to beat that.
I have nothing to say there where the Graviton was a little bit weird. There was no fall through. And then they were out of the Graviton and the Sound Barrier just randomly comes in. And that's uncharacteristic too, where Minstrel, one of the smartest Lucios in the game normally, doesn't make mistakes like that, but I think it shows that anyone can have a little bit of a rough day from time to time, and unfortunately for Liquid, now they're in a bit of a hole here against Kingdom. Kingdom on the verge of taking the series right away.
Graviton made sense that they didn't throw follow-through at it because Mez jumped into it on purpose so that he could shield it and keep them alive. And then I thought they were going to try to reinitiate and boost into it with the Sound Barrier, but they Sound Barriered and then just walked 5 steps backwards. I'll have to ask Minstrel about it. I'm a little confused. It looked like they might not be on the same page there themselves. So that is not very much progress. It is not undoable to beat that, but it is going to be extremely difficult.
We have seen one good hold get matched with another good hold, but I mean, there's definitely some issues here with Liquid. First and foremost, I don't think they're going to be able to pull what Kingdom did early on, which was, you know, surprise the ever-living crap out of you in that particular cart, where, more than anything else, I'm sure Kingdom is looking out for it. Second thing here is Jesus going to be playing a Widowmaker? It's not unprecedented. I would love to see it, just to see Kingdom use the Burst of Widow to get through here and open the door relatively painlessly.
You did do this on route before.
Yeah, on this map in particular is when you'll see an offensive Widow generally hiding down in the front right corner, just around the edge. There's not really anything that can pressure it out, and you will end up being behind your Rhine shield as you try to take this first point. So yeah, Slash, you're absolutely right, knowing the history that they do run snipers on this map early on. Man of Snow is going to actually rotate out. All right, unfortunately, they were not running Widow. I wish teams would stop doing that. I got excited.
I think, honestly, he might have just been looking for the vision to try and catch stuff out here. I mean, it does have a scope and all the rest.
True.
He is going to, though, be a sneaky Reaper. Puts himself underneath the gas station right now. Just looking for an opportunity. I think he's hoping that someone drops down, and oh my goodness, he gets his wish. Rafa still alive somehow. Oh my goodness, Rafa should not be alive. Able to juke out Jesus there towards the end, get his health right back.
They're still in trouble, though.
It might not even matter, though, despite Rafa's heroics and staying alive, everything else going the way of Kingdom. This is a full wipe at Team Liquid's expense, and it's Sherlocky getting all sorts of on damage in towards the end, about to have a nano boost up, and with 3 minutes left and not far to go, Liquid is in a pickle.
They're actually going to push forward. Snow is going to be as far forward as he can be because he's safe with his shield. Actually going to buff himself up as well. So Mez does charge in. They're trying to get something going here, but they're pushing into all sorts of pain.
They are pushing the pain. AZK, though, with the nano boost, finds Mana Snow in the back. 65 for Liquid right now. Rafa getting onto Wolf. So this is working out okay with them. I mean, Jesus is coming in over the top right now, trying to turn it back. They've lost a lot of people on the attack, though, so I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Jesus still bring it back. Gets 2 towards the very end. And now the late Death Blossom coming in. It's a 3K from Jesus. It was looking sleepy, but not at all. 4 kills for Jesus as Kingdom brings the payload forward. They will dispatch Team Liquid and pick up their first win here in the group stage.
Final score 1-0.
Well, Liquid had to play aggressive on that first part because they didn't push the card even to the second checkpoint. You know, they have to pretty much be aggressive under the bridge, around the corner. That doesn't work out so well. I mean, they tried to use Truly with the May to wall someone off and catch them off guard, but they traded, and that didn't work. That gave, even though Liquid was able to come in at the very end, Jesus almost had ult, as we'll see. He's able to build ult through all of this, then use ult on the card, and then
That was a case where play the game isn't always play the game, but in this case, I don't think there was a more crucial play than that. At the very end, the turn of fight that wasn't necessarily one for Kingdom into a very one fight. 4 kills from Jesus at the end, doing a lot of it unassisted. Cannot ask for more than that.
Little credit to Ajax, though, who gave him the sound barrier to keep him alive there towards the end, as Jesus is probably on comm saying, I'm going to do this myself. Can you help me a little bit? They did get the sound barrier cleaning it up. That was an impressive play, to say the least, and I think that might be Kingdom's best map. Like, they clearly have a strategy on it that other teams do not. They might have been an earlier adopter of that map. As you said, they came out of nowhere, but that's what some teams who are newish to the scene can do. That you find the map that no one wants to play, you somehow force it through the draft, and you get there, and they've looked great on it every time I've seen them there.
You have to say I think there is some concern for Liquid just based on their offense. AZK gets a 3K, and they're still not able to secure the point. Truly going Roadhog did not get the picks that they needed. I would say, of all the heroes he plays, Roadhog is only maybe 4th or 5th best for him, and they can't run that comp like other teams can right now.
Well, we should see more Liquid tonight, as we have them scheduled all through Group B. I think Minstrel's taking a moment out. I saw him kind of quit the client momentarily, but next up is supposed to be Splice versus Liquid. We'll see what they can get done as well, but this Kingdom team has done nothing but impress me every time I see him play.
Kingdom has been great to watch. I think they're one of the rising teams in Overwatch. They have a lot of good stars, a lot of good stories on that team, and even with a fill-in from Wolf, they were able to come out pretty darn strong here against Liquid. So definitely curious to see what they do more on in the course of the tournament, but I am also curious to see where Splice stands right now. And Rod, before we go into a quick break, anything you want to say about Splice and their new roster and changes that they've had as of late?
Well, I did find out that they won their first match against Tempo, which also, interestingly, Yuki and Katie from the Australian team, the Tempo Australian team, also played for Australia at the World Cup, are playing in tonight's matches. Mangachu has been requested to sit out. So the 2 DPS players, while the Australians, while they're here, are trying out for Tempo. So for Splice to be beating that team, I think is actually pretty solid. Splice, of course, with 3 European players now, and it's going to have to be a rough way forward. Just as other teams had to play with high ping at low, late times at night, they are going to have to do the same this weekend for them to win.
Alrighty, so we're going to be taking a short break here. When we come back, it will be Team Liquid versus Splice. We will get a look at that new Splice roster and see how they are doing. But this is the Alienware Monthly Melee, and we'll be right back.